and president of the West Coast Trial Lawyers, Nima Rahmani. Nima, great to have you on the program. Let's start at the end. What kind of possible jail time could Diggs face if he's ultimately convicted on these charges?
Todd, thanks for having me and Happy New Year. And it's the strangulation that's the potential felony under Massachusetts state law. Now, there's a range, and at the high end of that range, if there's serious bodily injury, he's looking at possibly 10 years. The assault is a misdemeanor, so that's just a potential 6-month sentence. But obviously, in this case, Diggs and the defense, they're going for the home run. They're saying that it never happened at all, and this is a disgruntled employee. And I think the challenge you have here, if you're prosecuting a case or you're representing the victim, Todd, is there's a 2-week delay in reporting the assault, and during that time, she's asking Diggs for money. Now, I'm not saying that it didn't happen, but that really plays into the defense here, that this is really all about money and not about criminal justice, because if it was, why didn't you report the assault right away?
What other key pieces of evidence are you looking at? You mentioned that 2-week delay. I think that's a key point. But if you're trying to make the case as a prosecutor, what key pieces of evidence are you trying to find?
Todd, if I want to make this case, there's really 2 things that I want: an independent witness. And I don't know who's in the Diggs home, but there's someone else, some other staff that saw the assault or at least the aftermath of it. That would be very helpful. Or a contemporaneous picture or video of bruising, something closer in time to the assault and the strangulation. That would be very helpful because, again, that helps rebut the defense argument. And if you're a prosecutor, you always have to be thinking a few steps ahead. What is the defense going to do, and how am I going to counter that? And I think a witness or pictures or video of bruising certainly help do so.
Secondary in all of this is the impact on the field. The New England Patriots releasing a statement saying, quote, "We are aware of the accusations that have been made regarding Stefon Diggs. He has informed the organization that he categorically denies the allegations. We support Stefon. We will continue to gather information and will fully cooperate with the appropriate authorities and the NFL as necessary." And I emphasize that NFL part because do you expect the NFL to ultimately suspend him? Because their burden of proof, if you will, is much lower than a court of law. They don't have the same standards. They can suspend somebody for quote unquote conduct detrimental to the league. So do you expect a suspension here?
Possibly, but I don't think that's going to happen this season. And you mentioned it. Obviously, Roger Goodell and the commissioner's office, they don't have to hold themselves to a reasonable doubt or have a unanimous jury. They can make decisions based on a lower standard. But again, this is something, the fact that you have the New England Patriots issue this statement, really supporting Diggs and circling the wagons. Again, reading the tea leaves here a bit, I think they feel strongly in this case. And obviously that can change. Things can, at a moment's notice, if someone does come forward, there's video. We've seen time and time again where some evidence comes out that changes the analysis. But based on the limited information so far, I fully expect any New England Patriots fan to have Stefon Diggs available throughout the rest of this postseason.
I think you nailed it. That is a very forceful statement from the Patriots. And usually corporations, organizations, they sort of hedge a little bit when something like this happens. They came out very forcefully, so maybe they know more than we all know. Nima Rahmani, thank you for your time. Happy New Year's.
I'm Steve Doocy.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.